Welcome. This is my number one somatic practice for releasing limiting beliefs. Now, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is a belief that we have running in the background about ourselves that holds us back. Sometimes these are conscious. We know, we battle with this feeling of feeling guilty if I receive things. But a lot of the times, they're subconscious. They're running in the background. We have no idea they're back there. Now, there's a practice that I use a lot with clients, which I find to be really profound in a lot of ways. And that is working from a somatic level, that is looking at how it's showing up in your body and allowing ourselves to release that energy. So let's get into it. The first step is to identify the limiting belief. Now, this can be a tricky step, because, like I said, a lot of times this is running in the background. So this can be a trial and error thing. It might be that maybe you are having trouble being in a loving relationship. And so you can play around with things. What we're going to do is we're going to create a statement. And so you can think about things that might be happening. So if I'm having trouble being in a relationship, is it because I don't believe I deserve love? So let's play with it. So the statement, the limiting belief would be, I don't deserve love. Now the next step is to create the opposite statement. So I don't deserve love. So the opposite statement would be, I deserve a loving relationship. I deserve to receive love. I deserve to be loved. It's important to choose something that kind of resonates with you, and it's okay to play around with it and experiment with it. So the third step is where the juicy stuff happens. This is where we're going to see what happens when we start leaning into this statement from step number 2. So you need to remember your statement from step number 2. We came up with a few in our example, and I will use the example of, I deserve to be loved. And then you're going to sit quietly, noticing your breath, noticing your body, allowing yourself to really just arrive in this moment. Be here. Be in the now. You can notice the state of your body. Notice where it feels good, where it maybe feels a little uncomfortable. Notice what's happening with your mind. And then you're going to recall this statement from step number 2. The example statement was, I deserve to be loved. But whatever your statement is, you use that. And this is really important. You're going to say this statement out loud with conviction if possible. I deserve to be loved. Or whatever your statement is. And then you're going to notice what happens in your body. Does this bring up an emotion? Does it feel forced? Did you have trouble even vocalizing it? Being very curious. And whatever comes up is what's supposed to come up. We don't judge it. We just notice it. Like, oh, that brought a lot of sadness or anger, or I couldn't physically say it, And just notice where that lives in your body. Where does that emotion live? What does it want to do? Does it want to move? Does it want to grow or hide away? Really giving it permission to be there and giving it permission to do what it wants. And you can repeat this process, saying your statement again. I deserve to be loved, or whatever your statement is. You might even need to tweak it a little bit. Change it in some way to make it resonate a little bit more, or maybe even just intuitively something came to you that told you needed to change the statement. And you keep working with this. And just noticing what happens, being so curious. Sure, we'd love to get rid of these limiting beliefs, but this process takes patience and a compassionate witness, compassionately witnessing yourself and what comes up from it. And then taking some time afterward to again be present in your body, noticing your surroundings. Maybe thanking yourself for taking the time to be curious and to witness yourself from a compassionate point of view. And that is my favorite somatic practice for releasing limiting beliefs.